Yo, we're here with Joey Chou, Utah's legend, and he just got back. We could have got this earlier, but my man's got a little sickness, so glad you're back.
Post-event sickness.
Yeah.
It's pretty common, I think, unfortunately.
But what did you do out there in that weekend in Texas?
Yeah, I topped nationals, top 32. I really want to go to Worlds, but it is what it is.
Hey.
You know, single elimination, top 64. You have to top 4. It's hard, yeah.
But you still did good as fuck. Any shout outs you'd like to give before we get into
shout out to the people I tested with. Ryan, Enzo, Santoli, Adrian, Rayhan, and I think that's it. Yep.
All right, cool. So what deck did you play?
I just played Snake Eye Fiend Smith. It's been the best deck since it came out in February. It's changed a little bit, but it's pretty much the same still. So.
What did you think of like the deck in the event, or like?
Oh yeah, the deck is insanely broken. Like they were hand trapping me multiple times, and I'd cross out. I just wouldn't even use it because we just have combos that play through it. So like we're holding the cross out for like the third hand trap that they just don't even have most of the time. Let alone sometimes the second hand trap, or they don't even hand trap you at all. It's just like insanely broken.
Damn. Yeah. All right, well let's get into it then.
Okay. Yep. So this is pretty much the standard Snake Eye engine we've been playing since February 2, I guess. Except the one difference is just one Flamberg is needed now because the combos to play around Nibiru previously needed the second Flamberg, but now you do not need it because of the Fiend Smith and like Moon and stuff like that. So.
Okay, yep.
And then 3 Bonfire. This is actually the best card because if you have too many normal summons, you can just grab this as an extender. Whereas Snake Eye Ash is always going to be a normal summon. So you obviously play 3 of each, but sometimes if you're siding out some of your engine, you might take out like a Snake Eye Ash because you don't want to draw too much engine going second. But,
too many normals?
Like Bonfire is super strong. So,
yeah.
Like you definitely just sleep through that pretty much always. And then the Abel Star stuff. So we just played one witch because you don't want to draw too much engine when you go second because you should cook them most of the time when you go first, but you don't want to draw too much engine going second because you're not going to crack any boards this format going second.
Like the redundant cards?
Yep, exactly. Yep. Yeah. And then these are the Temple, original, super standard, obviously.
Yep.
And then we also kind of played, so pretty much it was just me and Enzo that were working on this deck. The other guys were kind of playing something else, me, Enzo, and Adrian. And then we just wanted to play less engine because there's enough engine in the deck, and we just want to draw non-engine when we're going second. So it's kind of a smaller count. Sometimes it sucks if you have to summon this out of your hand, but it's probably game anyway.
Yeah, once you get in there.
Yeah. And then we also played 1-for-1 because you can get Lurie, and obviously with Snake Eye Ash too. So you can either get Snake Eye Ash or Lurie. It's super good. It sucks if it gets Ash Blossom. That's like worst case scenario.
Yeah.
But it's super good still. So it was pretty much either this or another witch, and I could see myself playing maybe a second witch and just playing this still because this is really good. But yeah, it's super good. And then the non-engine we played to give us a chance going second.
Yeah.
Droll, Imperm, Veiler, Ash, Nip, and we also played Beastials. So this is a little more standard now, but I pretty much didn't get Beastialed at all in the tournament. So we were Beastiealing people. But pretty much you have to draw 2 to 3 of these hand traps most of the time to even have a chance winning going second. And Baldrake pairs really well with Nibiru and the other Beastials. So that's how we played him over Jerusalem.
What did you think of each hand trap?
Okay, so
like
the best one,
break down
the best one is this one, obviously.
How it went down during the whole.
But it's funny enough, this was always the best one, but now it's actually not that good because of Necroquip. Because if they're competent and you have to use these, they can still full combo you a lot of the time when they play this, depending on how they start. But probably now the best hand trap is probably Nib, but it must be paired with one of these as well, obviously.
Okay.
So ideally, typically, probably you like Imperm Veiler them, they play through it, they can't play around Nib as well. You nib them, and then if they have the Fiend Smith in the graveyard, hopefully you draw one of these too.
Jeez.
But ideally, hopefully they activate something and you just hand trap it and they pass, hopefully.
Okay.
But that does not happen very much nowadays. So, well, like you can maybe high roll them with Droll, right? If they have to start with just Fiend Smith and you have Droll, that's really strong there. So like a lot of people were playing Ogre over Droll, but we kind of played it as kind of a high roll card because you're just gonna lose a lot of the time anyways when you go second, so maybe it'll give you a chance when you shouldn't win. So.
Okay, yeah, it's like the more shutdown card.
Yeah. And then for the last non-engine card we decided to play was Crossout because as you saw, we didn't play as much engine. So if we draw this plus Witch, Unless they specifically draw Mourner, which a lot of people aren't playing Mourner. Usually it's Veiler or Imperm or Ash.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna need to draw 2 hand traps. Or like I was saying, sometimes the deck is so broken, if you draw 2 engine with this, you don't even use this, and they just lose anyways. So, or like even if you're playing against like a deck like Ubel or something, you could just draw this for like Imperm or something, which is good on the Apollo. So.
Yep, sounds good.
And then the extra deck, this is pretty much the new squad you pretty much have to play. So these are all super mandatory, I think.
Okay.
The only cards that I guess some people don't play are this, but this card's insanely broken.
Yeah.
You need this for combos. And then there are even actually some combos where you summon this, and then you pitch like cards in your engine, and you draw cards for free as well.
Okay, so I had it because it does say send on it, and some cards say discard.
Yeah,
it does.
So the way it works in Yu-Gi-Oh is if it says send, discarding counts for it. But if it says discard, sending does not count for it.
Okay, so it was just cooking.
Yeah. So if you hand trap, it counts. Yeah, it counts for this. So sometimes maybe once I actually bricked, I just summoned this and the other and engraver, and I was killing on them, and then I like Veilered them, and then I drew Ash, which was really lucky. For
Yo,
this.
that's kind of
like,
crazy.
Because like sometimes if you draw just the end, like a shit part of the engine, like Lurie or something, you can't actually combo them. So you could just maybe do this depending, or like there's some combos too with like Snake Ash or Fiend Smith or Witch where you discard. So like you can just try and draw more non-engine. But at that point, you're probably just cooking them anyways, I would think.
What was your opinion leading up to the event on the M7 type stuff?
So pretty much, shout out to Enzo. He came up with this combo where like if they Veiler / Imperm, Ash, and Witch, you just end on everything still. So ideally we would end on like Apollo up top with Dais equipped with Sequentia, and then we would put Flamberg and IP both in the spell and trap zone, because like if you play the deck, one of the vulnerabilities is that they will hold Veiler / Imperm plus Nibiru to the very end, and they'll just do it, and then all you'll hand on is IP with the Nibiru token. But if you put Flamberg and IP both in the spell and trap zone, it plays around it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so,
I did see that.
So that was our ideal board, and we could end on it through Veiler and Imperm. So yeah,
that was good.
So like you didn't even need M7 for that.
Oh, so you didn't even. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't need M7 for that. Yep.
That's cool. That's
Okay,
cool.
Yeah,
So that's like
actually,
the must.
it's super
That's
tight
the
now.
Fiend Smith must cards.
Yeah, I think this is all Superman, which is actually crazy because like 7 cards is actually just a ton.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, like I'm playing Master Duel again now, and there's like so much room in the extra deck. You have like 3 Link 4s.
Yeah.
Like you have like Dark, Celine. You can play Typhon if you want. Like it's actually just crazy.
And then the Snake Eyes extra deck stuff.
Yeah, this is. I think these are all super mandatory. You need Celine in some of the combos.
Okay.
And then yeah, this is all just.
All-star.
Yeah, these are all.
Jeez.
Yeah, you know how you get. Yeah, this is
You know how you get.
super mandatory. I think for every single one of these.
Okay.
And then our one kind of flex spot. Most people play Phoenix, and then they just cite Dark and Access Code, but we didn't really want to cite extra deck cards. But this is kind of just our OTK card.
Does give you the advantage in
Yeah,
game
and
ones.
then if you're doing the Snake Eye Ash line to kind of play around Nib, it's kind of the only time where you're gonna have a Princess without Dais on the field. So you just make like a random Hida, I guess.
Okay.
Or because if we have Dais, I would just negate the Princess, keep the Hida for next turn, and then I would just make this, because at that point you probably have like 2 to 3 non-engine. It's probably game. You probably don't need Nightmare Phoenix to like protect your like guy by battle. So
Yeah.
and then tokens.
Here.
And then so pretty much we just build our deck to beat the beer anyways, because we're trying to win the tournament or like qualify for Worlds. So which is you just have to beat a bunch of Snake Eye Mirrors anyways. So these are the cards we put in when we went second. They pair really well with the hand traps and the bestials. So like you can Phantasme, draw more bestials, or you can Chummy, draw this, or you can draw Veiler, Imperm, you can draw. So the only kind of weird redundancy we had with our deck was we would just swap out Droll. So maybe we'd play Ogre instead, but it would mess up the side deck because Droll kind of conflicts with some of these other guys. But like Baldric just pairs insanely well with Phantasme, Nib, another bestial, Druis Worm, Magnamut, and then I mean, like I was telling you, ideally you're just trying to like hand trap them, nib them, and then bestial them.
Yeah, because you have like the Baldric, they can't ever make moon.
Yeah. So like we would pretty much side out 3 crossout and then 3 engine cards. So like Wanted, Snake Eye Ash, and 1-for-1, and then we put in these because like you have the additional card going second as well, so you're less likely to break. Plus we have all these our pseudo engine cards as well, right?
Yeah.
Because you're trying to draw like one play plus
some
stop
bodies.
them. Yeah. You want to end. So ideally you end on like something like this. They can't play around it, and then you like normal summon like a Snake Eye Ash or a Poplar or something like that. Should be game.
Yeah.
So.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. And then, but we were still trying to FTK people going first, so we still put in these when we went first.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, we have these plus this when we went first, and then just with the combos anyways. Because like this card, Skill Drain is just crazy because even if they do what I was telling you, if you end on just like Princess on the field or Flamberg and you flip Skill Drain, it's just game still.
It's too much,
so, yeah, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. The deck was really good. Like I said, like I had the other testing partners, but it was mainly like me, Adrian, and Enzo. And then Enzo and I both pretty much started playing like seriously like the week before, and we both topped stuff.
That's awesome, bro. Congratulations.
So it worked out pretty well. Yep.
And good to see you back, bro.
Yep.
We'll see you next
Thanks,
event. Yep. Thanks again.